guys, my name is Nkechi Asante and welcome to the Nkechi Late Night Show. I have a great man in the studio today called Mr. Barima Amo. He is the CEO of Ofie. They create platforms for creative people. He is also a musician, yes, a visionary, a pastor at GC Church, and he's married to Mrs. Evelyn Amo. You're welcome.
Thank you, Nkechi.
Thank you. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful.
That's great. I must say I'm very, very happy you're here. The viewers and I will learn a whole lot today.
Hopefully.
Yes. So tell us, who is Barima?
Yeah, Barima, I'm a Ghanaian. I live here with my kids and my wife.
Yeah.
And yes, like you said already in the beginning, yes, those things is me.
Those things
is me.
Because you're a pastor at GC Church,
yes.
Located in
Iberg.
In Iberg. Yeah. All right.
I'm into music.
And jazz, right?
Yes.
Nice.
I study jazz at the Rotterdam Conservatory.
Okay.
So that's what I do. But I'm more into African music. My main aim is to promote African music here. You know, we are known for just djembe and stuff, but I wanted to introduce the harmonies, that we are into harmonies and different styles of music. So that's what I do. We work with festivals, we work with different organizations and museums. So
I've been seeing a few things pop up on Facebook, and it always looks very good.
Yes.
Who's your favorite Ghanaian musician?
My favorite Ghanaian musicians are the old ones. One is called King Onyina.
I don't know him.
Yes, he's from the 20s. They actually
the 20s.
Yeah, they actually played. I like music from there because it was pure, you know.
Yeah.
And it was original. Now the current ones I like Kwabena.
Oh yeah, Kwabena.
Yes.
You have a very great event coming up.
Yeah.
The relationship seminar, and I will be there.
Yes.
Yes.
Live in Khaled.
Live in Khaled. Thank you very much again for having me on the relationship seminar.
Yeah.
How do you define relationships?
Relationships is the basis of every civilization, the basis of our interaction with each other. Everybody you talk to, there's a relationship there.
Yes.
Just different relationships that we have in our lives. Without relationships, nothing happens. Even animals have relationships with each other.
Sure.
So it's like the oil for life. You know,
communication.
Yes.
Because I normally see it this way: whenever two or more people are involved in something, it's a relationship.
Yes.
It can be man and woman, woman and woman, friendship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Parents.
Yeah.
It's a relationship.
They're always relationships. We don't belong to ourselves.
Yes.
That's number one.
Yeah.
That's why we need relationships.
To keep us moving forward.
Yes. Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
That's very nice. How would you define an African relationship? Like, if you had to compare African relationship and the other ones?
Yes.
How do you...
Good question. African relationships, you know, the way that the Chinese relate with each other is different from the way Europeans do it.
Yeah.
It's different from the way Americans do it. So we have our style.
Yes.
You know, and ours is really beautiful also. You know, the word soulmate actually comes from Africa.
Really?
Yes. In Africa, we believed that we are all equal. That's why in Africa, actually, women could also rule. You understand? So women could rule back then, and you are a soul, and you are half, and then you meet your soulmate, and then you come together and you click. That's why we call it click. So in ancient Egypt, ancient Africa, they said that you are half soul, so you are incomplete. That's why even in Africa, actually, they always tell you, when are you going to get married? Because
oh man, the pressure. Tell me about it. You don't want to know the pressure I'm having.
Very soon, it's coming.
Amen. I actually believe that I once found a soulmate. Yeah. I believe there are a whole lot of women that actually think they will ever meet one or they've met one. How do you know somebody's your soulmate?
That's what we're going to talk about
at the relationship seminar.
So come.
You need to be at the relationship seminar. It's on the 13th of February, 7 p.m. at
Kauperberg Weg, number 2 is after the Arena Stadium.
After the
Arena
Stadium.
Where the car dealerships are.
Oh.
In fact, one time I was teaching this, and then the concierge at the location had her ears at the door and she was typing. And after this, she came to me and she was like, wow, if her father had told her these things that I'm teaching, she wouldn't have made some of the mistakes that she has made. So I realized that I wanted to really break this out of the Christian circles and introduce it to everybody, because love is universal. Whether you are Muslim, whether you are Hindu,
you gotta have love.
Yes, we all need that. That's so
very true. Yes. I totally agree with that. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we make mistakes. We
yes.
make a whole lot of mistakes,
yes.
and then we just wish we had somebody that could have said some things a bit earlier before we actually made that mistake. But I also believe we learn from lessons, and every mistake is a lesson in life.
Yeah.
So,
particularly with me, I've made a lot of mistakes, in my life. And sometimes when I see the young ones coming, I'm like, you don't have to make the mistakes that I made. And that's one thing with our community that we have to teach. We hear all our parents telling us all the good things that they did. But they never
say the bad things they did.
They were always first in school,
Yes.
Like, you wabon, me let me do first. But
but meanwhile,
maybe it's not true.
Yeah.
So it's like we have to share our story so that we learn, because I cannot make all the mistakes in the world.
What is a man's role in a relationship?
Wow.
What is your role?
That's a good question. The word father means pater. It comes from the word pater. The word pater actually means a provider and a protector.
Okay.
So the lion protects the young. It's the female lions that hunt, and the male stands and protects. And he keeps the cubs. And then when the women have finished killing the animal, he sends the cubs to go and train. And he still stands back and watch. And he makes, once in a while, he gives a scream to fend off all the other animals. You see, he's protecting the women.
Yes.
So a man's first role is to protect and to provide.
To protect and to provide.
Yeah, there are more. I'm going to make a vlog about that.
Yeah.
Because there's in the Bible, in Isaiah, God actually described what a real husband is. He gave specific things that a husband should do. So watch out also on Facebook. I'm going to put it there.
Okay.
And I'm going to give exactly what a woman is supposed to do in Proverbs 31.
Okay.
Yes. So there's the God way, and then there is our way.
There's our way.
Yes.
We want to discuss both.
Yes. And if we decide to do it our way, then we are in trouble.
Yeah.
But if we decide to go with God's way, it's
in
like
everything you do, you gotta involve God.
Yes.
So
yes.
that is true.
Yes. A family that prays together stays together.
Yeah, that's true. I traveled last weekend, and early in the morning, my cousin came to wake me up. Nkechi, get up, let's do morning devotion. I'm like,
wow.
What? Seriously, I remember the last time I did morning devotion was back in school, boarding school.
Yeah.
You all wake up in the morning and then you start clapping. If no morning devotion, no bath. You got to do that before you...
I mean, in my home, it was even like we had to do morning. We hated it.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning,
Sleepy.
then you're reading the Bible. And in my home, you needed to recite a quotation every Friday before you ate. So, yeah, I come from a very strict Pentecostal home.
Okay.
Where we had quotation. Everybody had their quotation. Mine was Isaiah 55, verse 6 to 7. Seek ye while he may be found. Call upon him while he's near. Let the wicked forsake his ways, and the righteous man his thought. So I like,
stuck in your head.
Yes, since I was a kid. One thing that I also learned, that when I was growing up, my mentors and my youth leaders, they asked us to start to pray for our wives and our children. So when I was 15, I started praying for my wife.
So you should actually start praying for it before you actually get one. So if you're single and you want to go into a relationship,
you start praying for your husband or your wife, and you start praying for your kids
before you get them.
Yes. So I was married when I was 25. That was 10 years of praying every week for my family before I even met them.
Before you even met them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So we have spiritual things, You know, we walk and we only see with our eyes, but there are things happening. So you pray that God protects him or her. You know, the person, you don't know where they are. God protect them. Whatever they need to learn before they meet you, they learn. These are the things that I was taught by my mentors and my youth leaders.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I always tell people, go to a meeting, go to a youth meeting, get mentors in your life, let them hold your hand, because
and that is something that, sorry that I'm coming in between, but I've back in the days or in the past, I didn't have people that could motivate me around me. I had to change my circle.
Good.
I started thinking that, hey, I have a child now. I can't be doing stuff other people are doing. I have responsibilities.
Yes.
So I need to woman up, not man up, but woman up, and be the responsibility my child needs. So I had to change my circle, and I started living differently and living their way. So I always say, walk with people that motivate you. If somebody's in your life and the person ain't motivating you, you got to look for something else.
Yeah, we call them, anytime I'm teaching, I call them vampires. You know, they suck, you know, when you see their call, you're like, oh.
Man, you again.
Like, you don't want to pick up, you know. And there are people in your life, and there will always be people like that in your life. You cannot have
because somewhere along the line, you do learn from them a bit.
Yes.
It might not be that much, but there will be something.
That's how God trains us.
Yeah.
You know, I did a vlog about the 4 types of difficult people. And you have to understand that we have to learn how to live with difficult people. The people that actually I cannot live with are people that are inconsistent. I cannot stand inconsistent people. I can live with difficult people, I don't mind. I can live with people that suck my blood a bit, but you know,
as long as you don't suck all,
you know, live a bit so I can go and fill up, and you know. But inconsistent people, I cannot stand.
Yes.
You know, so that's me.
That's you.
Yes.
All right then. What do you need to know before you enter into a relationship?
You need to know yourself. One time I said something on Facebook, and I got like, is it 15 messages? People asking me, why did I say that? I should explain myself.
What did you say?
I said the purpose of marriage is not happiness. Oof, you are thinking.
Why would you marry somebody if it's not because, okay, love, for sure, but you also want to be happy. That is why you look for your other half, right?
Okay, very good.
Am I wrong?
You're right, but you see, happiness is produced when we are with other people. Happiness is when something is happening.
Happening.
Yes. So happiness comes from when something is happening.
And now, if nothing is happening, you're not happy.
Yes. God promised you joy, which is something that is inside you. So it has got nothing to do with outside. But happiness is when something is happening. So when I tell a joke, you would laugh.
Because something is happening.
It's happening. So happiness is that's why you talked about your surroundings. You have to change your surroundings to
be happy.
Yes.
Because something needs to happen.
So when you have,
I get it.
You see?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're marrying, the purpose of marriage is not happiness. God looked at man and said he is lonely. He didn't say he's unhappy. He said he is lonely. You understand? So he put, now the purposes of marriage has changed throughout the centuries. There was a time that people married for family status. There was a time that people married for children.
Yeah, there's so many people married.
Now, the happiness thing came about with Hollywood and film. When we hear the story, they lived happily ever after. So
does that exist? Do people live happily ever after?
No, I fight with my wife every week. You know, in fact, if we don't fight, I think there's something wrong. We are not.
It makes the relationship stronger. It makes the bond stronger because you know each other's faults. And
I always say every relationship needs an exhaust. You know, everything needs. There's a waste product with everything that we do. You know, our waste product is the fight. I know a couple that there's this story of a couple that never fought in 10 years, and then the first day they fought, they divorced. And then there's this couple that on their wedding day they were even at each other. and they are still together.
That sounds like me. That sounds like me. I think definitely I will create a little fight for my wedding day.
You see?
Just to know for sure that he's not going. You know, and when he actually doesn't show up, I will know. I will at least think it was because of that. That's a good one.
No, if we have to agree to disagree. In the beginning, I told my wife that, listen, the fact that we fight doesn't mean I don't love you. Doesn't mean I don't care. It doesn't mean, it just means that
out of the
it's
door
just
and don't come back.
differences of opinion. You grew up here, I grew up in Ghana. Of course, even if we grew up here, your point of view is different. You know.
Yes.
We see things differently.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So
totally agree.
yeah. So
gotta know yourself.
If we like to present these perfect relationships, but there's no perfect relationship. The best thing you can do is you can do 40% of the work is who you bring through the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm doing this relationship seminar, because when you choose the right person for you, you know that okay, then you've done 40% of the work.
Yeah.
So it's very crucial, the person that you choose. So I'm going to give you 5 qualities of the people that what you should look for. So it's not. I'm not going to teach about how to find a partner, but what to discover in the partner that approaches you or you approach. What to look for to know that the person is good for you or not. There are 5 principles.
Okay.
Kingdom principles, and I'm going to teach that.
All right. What's the difference between dating and relationships?
Every culture has their way.
The African way.
The African
way. Chimp, nah?
Yes. It's actually wrong. You know, African way is actually wrong.
Yeah.
You know, to chimp, nah.
Yes.
To have a boyfriend.
Oh, by the way, chimp means like dating in our dialect.
Yes.
So in Chi.
Yes.
So, but the word is it's very strange. When somebody says me chimpna, it's like
you're doing something bad.
You're doing something bad, you know, like you're sneaking under your parents' nose, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, we all did that, you know. Probably my daughter would do that. My son, you know. It's something
and now they call it dating.
Yeah, but it's a Western cultural thing where for us it's the knocking. You cannot chimp now. You have to go and knock. You know, it's about respect. The men in the home should know that you are the one that
the one that is chimp now with my sister.
You know, the thing with marriage is that it's a transfer from one man to the other man. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. Because women need security. That's the number one thing that women need, security and then protection. So it's moving from one man to the next man. So when you go and take somebody's daughter and the people in the family don't know, it's kind of illegal. Now, when I marry my wife, what I'm telling the community is that, hey, everybody, if anything happens to Evelyn,
come to me.
Come to me. I am responsible for Evelyn. That's why there have to be witnesses. And you put a ring on her finger, and then you give her your name. So then you are responsible for her. You know, marriage is about responsibility, not about whatever we make it. In fact, if you're married only because of love, there's a probability that your marriage will not last.
Because you need
you need something more. You need your marriage needs a vision. Where are you going? Why are you married?
What are your aims?
Yes, because love is a feeling. You know, we have now. It is not, but we have made it a feeling.
It can easily fade.
You understand?
Yeah.
So today, sometimes I don't feel love, but I have to come home. That's commitment. The senior brother of love is commitment. Women get it easily. For women, love and commitment is the same, but for men, it is not. And that's what I always tell women. Watch out. When a man says he loves you, that doesn't mean he's committed to you. For women, it's the same.
Yeah. I feel you. I get you. Sometimes when a man says I love you, we get some feeling in our bodies.
Yes.
You know, some
tantalizing
feeling.
Your ears sweet you. That's how we say it in Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Your ears sweet you.
Yes.
So you're actually saying, dating is.
Yeah, every culture has their own. Ours is the knocking. When you knock, then you've become official. You are dating your.
Then what is the stage before dating, before the knocking?
In Africa, you see, listen, let me tell you something. We think that we have to steady somebody. I actually, personally, don't believe in that. I have to steady the person for 3 years.
Let's steady ourselves.
You know why I don't believe that?
Why?
Because it only benefits the man. Because when a woman, the reason why God made marriage in the first place is to protect women. Marriage is not for men. There was no marriage until woman was created. The marriage is to protect women. Why? Because when a woman is in love, she gives everything. So you see someone, yes, you see someone living with a man, she cooks, cleans, takes care of him, does everything that a wife would do. And the man just calls you his girlfriend. And then when people hear, they're like, oh, you're just a girlfriend.
That thing is painful.
You see, what I'm telling my wife is that no matter what, I am with you.
Amazing. I hope you guys are learning something today, because I am. I know by the end of the day, before I get home, I will be filled with so many positive stuff. I'm feeling really good.
Yes.
Is it necessary to stay faithful when you're dating? Before they're knocking or during the knocking?
If you're not faithful in the dating, you will not be faithful in the marriage. It's that simple. You know, and but dating, what is dating? You see, Joseph was dating Mary, and Mary got pregnant. You understand? And Joseph nearly left Mary, and then an angel came to speak to him and said that don't leave her because it's the Holy Spirit. You understand? So faithfulness is also important in that period. In that period, exactly. So on that day, on the 13th of February, I'm going to teach you exactly what to do when you're dating, what not to do when you're dating. That's another reason for you to be there on the 13th at the relationship seminar, when we start exactly at 7 p.m. Yes. I and Nkechi Asante will definitely be there for the questions. If you have any questions to ask, I'll be there. I'm not missing this for anything, definitely. How long do you think you should wait before you have sexual intercourse in a new relationship? So you enter a new relationship. How long? That's a very, very good question. I get that question a lot. Now, there's this book that's... Steve Harvey. Yes. Think like a man. Act like a lady, think like a man. And he gives that you should wait for 90 days. This is what I'll tell you about. So I would advise you that don't sleep with a man during your dating. If you're a Christian, don't sleep. And it's because it complicates the relationship. And he's not married to you. You know, and a lot of women, you meet a man, he marries you, he treats you so nice, and then you start to feel guilty that, oh, if I had only waited. You know, so save yourself from those things. And one thing also that I'll say about the sex in relationship is that, you know, women carry these things with you. Yeah. When you leave a relationship, it robs off you. Yeah, that is actually the tears that comes out. Yes. You know, like, why did I give myself to this guy? Yeah. Why did I waste my time? Me, it's more about the time. Okay. I'm a person, I don't like wasting time unless I want to waste it. But if I put my hope in something and it doesn't work out, or I feel like I've left, I could have done something else. Yes. You know, maybe I could have met somebody else that would have treated me way better. So it's all about the time. There's this woman in our ministry that she was with this man for 30 years. They had their children, and the man is now dead. Well, during the whole time, the man never married her. So now when she's talking, she's like, and my husband. So later I called her and I started and I said, he was your boyfriend. He wasn't your husband. And she says, it feels so wrong that I've spent 30 years with a man and he didn't marry me. And so when I'm mentioning his name, it's hard for me to say boyfriend or girlfriend, because then everybody will think like, oh, it was nothing. But she said, I gave my all. That's why I always advise women that don't decide your worth. Decide your worth. A coin, a 1 cent coin. You know the worth of a 1 cent coin. It takes 11 cents to create a 1 cent coin. So actually the real worth of a 1 cent coin is 11 cents. So your worth is inside you. Don't give it out. It's inside you. It's inside you. Don't you understand? It's inside you. Yes. Don't give it out. So hold on. What is an ideal woman? Who is an ideal woman? I'll tell you to read Proverbs 31. the Bible describes an ideal woman really well. And actually, he also, in some other verses, he says that it is better for a man to be on the rooftop of his home than to be in a house with a nagging woman or on an unidyllic woman. I don't know whether that word exists. That's why there are some men that they would rather spend time outside. If you realize, recently I posted something about Facebook about when your man enters into the home.
Oh yeah, that was a very nice one.
I taught the people at church, and a lot of the women were like, what about me? What about me? And I was like, try it and see.
Yeah.
And now a lot of them have their husbands coming home. Even Dr. Phil said that when he closes from work, he will go and play tennis for 1 hour with his friends before he comes home, because he knew what he was coming to meet. You understand? So the thing with men is that we think that we don't need women. That's one problem. Yes, that's one problem. It was not the man that thought he needed a wife. It was God that thought he needed a wife.
And as a man, I think you want to go to places where you're appreciated.
Exactly. Everybody, we want to be where we are loved back. You understand? That's why people go to wrong places. People join gangs because they receive love from the gang rather than from their homes. So we would always be attracted to where we are loved back. That's a universal principle.
Okay. Okay, pause, hold on. You just said something that, does it mean that if you are in a relationship and one cheats, that means it's the other's fault? Because I believe it is.
No.
I believe if I'm with a man and he cheats on me, that means I'm doing something wrong. That is how sometimes I feel.
Sometimes, yes, but sometimes you are with a cheater. You know?
He's just a cheater by nature.
Yes. And a lot of women, or a lot of we human beings, we tend to project other people's issues on ourselves. So somebody gets angry. Oh, maybe I did something. No, he's just angry.
Let him be angry. He's human.
You know, sometimes he's just angry. It has got nothing to do with you. Sometimes, the relationship, like I said, the man, you have to understand that every person has their need. When you take a remote, you want to use a remote, the remote needs battery. Your phone needs battery. So are you meeting the need of your partner? One thing that I always tell people is that let your wife or your husband know what you need. I sat my wife down and we talked about our needs in the beginning. This is what I like. I am like this.
I am like that. I don't like this.
Yes.
I don't like my fufu without extra pepper.
You see? I don't like Dutch soup.
I don't like dark soup.
No, Dutch, not Dutch.
Oh,
soup.
Dutch
soup.
Oh, okay. You don't do Dutch soup.
No.
You want African?
Hey. Manna from heaven.
I feel
you know, give me my oboro, give me my, we will have no problem. I don't care whatever you do outside, as long as the home is well taken care of. I'm fine. You know, so discuss your needs. Every man needs significance. If a man doesn't feel like he's a king, women are talking about make me feel like a queen, and
make a man feel as a king as well.
So you see the two different approaches.
Yeah, exactly.
One woman is like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
And the other is like, of course you are a king because I'm a queen. You know, so we bring our baggage into our relationship, especially women. That's why at the sex part, I always say that be very careful. Because every woman, we think that, oh, I'll come into this relationship fresh. No, you're bringing your baggage.
Yeah.
Because I teach this at church, and I tell them that when you have a man and the man tells you, I'm going to Albertine, and then later you realize that every time he said, I'm going to Albertine, he was cheating on you. Now your new man, if he comes, he goes like, honey, I'm going to Albertine. Like, where are you going? Why are you late? Honey, I was just checking on you. Oh, how are you? Can you buy me salt? Meanwhile, you have 5 salts at the home. You know, so we relate. You understand? So you carry a lot of baggage. You carry a lot of baggage. So be very careful with who you give your heart to, because God created your heart so special. Yeah. You see, women like to talk, and they like to talk about interesting things.
And then we always want to have the last word.
Yes.
I always want to have the last. I always want to be right.
I always give the last word to the woman.
Yeah, even if it's not like, you'd be like, yeah, okay, fine, yeah, okay. Just to settle everything.
Yes.
Thank you very much for being on Nkechi Late Night Show today. I'm very, very glad you were able to make it.
It's my honor.
Yes, and I think the next time we'll see will be at the relationship seminar. So what are you expecting from me?
I'm expecting some great things from you. She's going to MC.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
As long as you can be in a
Yes.
relationship, you can be at the relationship seminar on the 13th of February at 7 p.m.
Yes.
at Kuiperbergweg number 2.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yes, God bless you more.
Oh baby mu wana mi emaji mu boom. Mi ada musola muntum, ele menya vi mu bo mosole na mu. Oh baby mu wana mi emaji mu boom. Mezi abe, ele menya vi mu bo mosole na mu. Opini mena ganchra ebe, kofi gina tasa check in. Oh abona mana, obanga bana, zero to